Hi there, Alex Crook joining you from a very humid Dallas for the latest episode of The Window, where we round up all of the big transfer stories, and there are plenty of them around. Let's start with West Ham United and the future of a couple of their key players. Crysencio Summerville expected to depart London Stadium following the Hammers' relegation to the Championship. We know there's interest from Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester United, potentially even Real Madrid as well. Either way, Summerville, as I say, is expected to be one of those that does leave the club. Daniel Kretinsky, who is about to become West Ham's majority shareholder, is hoping he can keep most of the other big hitters. That is unlikely, though, to include either Summerville or Matheus Fernandes. Lots of interest in Matheus Fernandes as well. We know that Manchester United have basically got personal terms already agreed. Tottenham are now showing interest in Fernandes as well. They've been busy in the market so far. They've signed Andy Robertson and Marcus Senesi on free transfers. They've got Jan-Paul van Hecke coming in from Brighton in a deal worth £52 million. They want Sandro Tonali of Newcastle and now Fernandes as well. This is Roberto De Zerbi really wielding his power when he took the job on a very lucrative contract. He was promised much more control than previous Tottenham managers in terms of recruitment, and Fernandes is another player that De Zerbi has identified as someone who can improve Tottenham, having obviously flirted with relegation right up until the final day of the Premier League season. Well, one of the reasons that Manchester United are looking at the likes of Fernandes and Carlos Baleba is that they're planning a midfield rebuild after Casemiro's contract ran down. They didn't enter into talks over a new deal. What would that mean for Casemiro? Well, there was a lot of chatter about the Saudi Pro League. It's going to be here in the US where he pitches up next, though, the decorated Brazilian part of that Brazil squad that beat Haiti so convincingly overnight. Inter Miami now have a deal in place with the former Real Madrid and Manchester United man, so he's swapping Old Trafford for sunny Miami. Another player hoping to make waves here in North America this summer is the teenage Croatian defender Luka Vuskovic, currently a Tottenham player, was out on loan last season, did really well in the Bundesliga. Brighton, having had one offer rejected, we can tell you have now gone in with a second bid worth in the region of £45 million. Now that does still fall short of Spurs' value. They're pressing for as much as £60 million for a player a lot of Tottenham fans don't want to see go, but he's keen to make the move. I've mentioned about the reinforcements at Spurs, particularly at the heart of defence. So Vuskovic isn't prepared, I'm told, to spend a season on the bench. Ideally, he doesn't really want to go out on loan again, so he's looking for a permanent move. He fancies playing for Fabian Hürzeler down at Brighton. It's just a case, I think, of if Brighton can get nearer that number that Tottenham want for the 19-year-old who played for Croatia against England in the first game. Obviously, Croatia beaten 4-2. He came off actually midway through the second half, but still hoping to show his best form in the last couple of group games and get Croatia into the knockout stages. And finally, a bit of managerial news for you. It's been a really busy one in that department already this summer, with lots of Premier League managers and those in the Championship as well changing clubs. Gary O'Neill, former Bournemouth and Wolves boss, he has been at Strasbourg. He led them into the semi-finals of the Conference League last season. He's heading back to England, back to the Premier League, to Ipswich Town to replace Kieran McKenna following his surprise departure, having led Ipswich to promotion last season. We understand at talkSPORT a club-to-club agreement is in place between Ipswich and Strasbourg, of course part of the Bluecoat Group that also own Chelsea, and it's just the finer details of the contract that Gary O'Neill is agreeing before he is formally announced as Ipswich's new manager and that replacement for Kieran McKenna. So there you have it. You're bang up to date with the latest from the transfer market and the managerial merry-go-round. Stay tuned to talksport.com and our YouTube channel. We will be bringing you all the big stories every day right here on The Window.